Hello and good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Bill Gray Stadium at Champion Car Wash Field as we get ready for Game 2 of today's doubleheader between the Umpqua Riverhawks and the visiting Mount Hood Saints. After a 6-3 win in Game 1, the Mount Hood Saints look to try and take Game 2 as we get ready for the nightcap, quote-unquote, as we get ready to go at about 2:39 here this afternoon. And we get ready to go for Game 2 of our Twin Bill here from Champion Car Wash Field in Roseburg. And it is time now to take a look at our starting lineups. I'm Joey Keeran. Great to be with you here for more Riverhawks baseball on Riverhawks TV. Take a look at the starting lineup put together by head coach Corey Keeran for the Mount Hood Saints, the visiting team in the matchup. Leading off is the shortstop, Cade Wynn, followed by Jordan Ariza, the center fielder. Kyle Slater, the left fielder, batting third. Hitting cleanup is the third baseman, Irvin Dorsett III. Diego Richards at first base will bat fifth. In right field, hitting sixth is Adam Elliott. DHing here in Game 2 will be Wyatt Postlethwaite, batting seventh. Hitting eighth and catching, Yuichiro Kumagami. He is the catcher hitting eighth, and rounding out the starting nine is the second baseman, Aaron Henry. Taking a look at the defense for the Umpqua Riverhawks here in Game 2. Behind the plate for Game 2 will be Ben Allen. At first base, Tristan Wallace. Second base, Trevor Ratliff. On the left side of the diamond, it is that will be Aiden Burchard at third. And at shortstop is Taylor Davis. In the outfield from left to right, Jack Pierce, Tristan Schaefer, and Shiloh Wilson. They will look to support the starting pitcher for the Umpqua Riverhawks. That is Cole Gomez, who fires in the first pitch. It misses for ball one, and we are underway. As showing a bunt pulling back. It's a 2-0 count now for Cade Wynn, the leadoff man for the Saints. Gomez delivers a 2-0 pitch in for a called strike as Wynn continues to show bunt. He takes and is ahead, 2 balls and a strike. Cole Gomez making his second appearance, second start of the season. He misses on his 2-1 delivery to make it 3-1. No wins, no losses, no saves. He's pitched 3 innings so far this year, 4 strikeouts, 3 walks in his time on the mound, and now you can make it 4 walks on the season. He has not given up a run. He has a 1.67 whip going into today's matchup. But he puts the first runner on base. So the whip will take a little bit of a hit on that one. A walk to lead things off here in the first inning. Leadoff man on base for the Mount Hood Saints. That is something they did only twice in Game 1 of this doubleheader. And those came in the 8th and 9th innings. Showing a bunt again and taking it's low for Jordan Ariza, the 2-hitter in the lineup. So far we've seen a lot of barrels across the plate for Mount Hood as they try to figure out Cole Gomez, who will miss high and inside, and he's behind 2-0 against the second batter he faces. Gomez at 6'3", 197 pounds, out of Phoenix, Arizona, a freshman. Looks like a big kid on the mound at 6'3". Pump in a strike over the plate, a 2-1 count. The battery mate behind the plate, Ben Allen, shakes his head like, yeah, there we go. More of that. Let's keep throwing some strikes here. 2-1 count showing the bunt. Ariza takes it, picked down to first base, swiping with the tag. Not able to get that down in time is Wallace at first base. That is back-to-back walks to start out the ball game for Cole Gomez. Walks Wynn, walks Ariza, and now here comes the heart of the lineup. Kyle Slater, the left fielder, will bat with 2 on and nobody out. Mount Hood took a 4-0 lead in Game 1 in the first inning, and that was enough to sustain them for a victory as Ben Allen goes out to the mound to have a brief conversation with Gomez. The Riverhawks, I'm sure, would prefer not to spot their opponent. A couple of runs in the first inning for a second game in a row. Showing a bunt, taking a breaking ball for a strike. Slater will have an 0-1 count to start. Out at second base, Cade Wynn, the leadoff man, drew a walk to start out the ball game. Jordan Ariza at first after getting walked as well. Gomez, the 0-1. In for a called strike 2. Slater showed the bunt, pulled it back, took high and at the top of the strike zone on the outer half. He falls behind 0-2. Showing the bunt still, he'll take high, a 1-2 count. Mount Hood looking to try and force Gomez to find the strike zone here. They've been showing a lot of bunts. That has first baseman Tristan Wallace playing in on the grass. He comes charging all the way in. The pitch well outside, and it's a 2-2 count. Two strikes against him. Slater continues to show the bunt. He'll do it again here on the 2-2 pitch. Pulls it back, looking to slap. Pops it up in the air, right side. Long run for Shiloh Wilson. He'll come charging in, makes the catch, and we'll get it back in quickly to hold the runners where they're at. There's one away. Slater kind of expected that he might look to show the bunt, pull it back, and hit away. Didn't quite work out in his favor on the 2-2 pitch. Pops out to shallow right field, and there's one out. It brings up Irvin Dorsett the third baseman. Takes the pitch high and inside, ducks out of the way a bit as it goes up over the head. Dorsett the third did not show a bunt, so with the heart of their lineup up to bat here, the Saints looking to swing away with one out and two runners on. 1-0 pitch from Gomez is fouled off. Sun starts to poke through again. We've reached the mid-50s for our temperatures here. Swing and a foul tip into the glove for strike 2 to Dorsett. It's been a nice day here, despite what the forecast was kind of looking like. A 1-2 pitch, strikeout would be big here. Gomez delivers a breaking ball, got around in front of it. Solid contact, but foul. Into the bullpen down the left field side for Mount Hood. And able to stay alive, Dorsett. Back at the plate with the 1-2 count. Just a bit high, 2-2. Gomez, a 2-2 count. With one down and runners at first and second. That's ball 3, missed inside. Dugout for UCC thought it was strike 3. No. At the plate, Dorsett, I think, expected that was ball 4 at first and then realized it was only ball 3. So everybody might have gotten that one wrong. 3-2 pitch, popped up in the air out towards center field, drifting back towards the alley. In left field, long run, catch made by Schaefer. No tag out at second base for Cade Wynn. And there's 2 away on a deep fly ball out to left center. That ball continued to carry. The wind has been picking up throughout the day, and right now it is blowing out to center field. It's been kind of blowing out to dead center and left center. And that time was blowing out a bit towards left center, helping carry that baseball on Tristan Schaefer, but he runs underneath it. 2 down, still runners at first and second after a pair of walks to lead off the frame. Up to bat will be Diego Richards, who has been a dangerous hitter so far to start out the season for the Saints. He takes the first pitch for ball 1. Just outside, a 2-0 count. Delivery for Gomez. In on the hands, popped up on the infield, fighting the sun, having to go out to get to it. Trevor Ratliff is there to make the catch, and Cole Gomez will pitch around some trouble in this first inning. No runs, no hits, there were no errors, and 2 runners left on base. A scoreless top of the first inning for the Mount Hood Saints. Let's go ahead and head to the bottom of the first and take a look at your starting lineup for the home team. The Umpqua Riverhawks, led by Coach Jake Whistler. His starting 9, leading off at shortstop, Taylor Davis. Tristan Schaefer, the center fielder, will bat second. In right field, Shiloh Wilson batting third. The DH, Jackson Thompson, will bat in the cleanup spot. The catcher, Ben Allen, hitting fifth. Aiden Burchard, the third baseman, batting sixth. Hitting seventh and starting at second base, Trevor Ratliff. Tristan Wallace, the first baseman, will bat eighth. And Jack Pierce, the left fielder, rounding out the starting nine. Taking a look at your defense for the visiting Mount Hood Saints. Behind the plate is Yuichiro Kumagami. At first base, Diego Richards. Second base, Aaron Henry. On the left side of the diamond, Irvin Dorsett III at third base. Cade Wynn at short. And in the outfield from left to right, Kyle Slater, Jordan Ariza, and Adam Elliott. That is your starting defense. And they will look to try and help out their starting pitcher, which is Max Green, who is behind the play or on the mound. Max Green is the left-hander. Max Green is the left-handed freshman out of Sandy High School. Earned honorable mention All-State honors as a pitcher. Sievertson is in the game. It sounds like maybe we've had some changes already. I'll try to let you know what's going on here. Sievertson's going to play in left field. So instead of, let's see here, we had Kyle Slater in left field. So instead of Slater, it's going to be Sievertson that'll play out there. An early substitution. So we will make that correction in our scorebook. You can do so if you're keeping score at home. A 0-0 ball game. Leading things off for the Umpqua Riverhawks will be Taylor Davis, the shortstop. Davis' first pitch from Max Green gets hit by a pitch. And so the leadoff man on base for the Riverhawks. It was back-to-back walks to start out the game for Mount Hood. And that got them 2 runners on base with nobody out. The Riverhawks now get the leadoff man after a hit by pitch on. We'll see if they can take advantage of it. Up to bat next is Tristan Schaefer, the center fielder. See if he shows a bunt. He will. He puts it down. First base side pushes it. Off the mound, the lefty Green will field and throws it to first. That'll be a sacrifice bunt by Tristan Schaefer. There's one away, and up to second base goes Taylor Davis. Executed exactly how they wanted it to go down. Only 2 pitches into this ball game. The Riverhawks have a man into scoring position. And up to bat now is Shiloh Wilson, the right fielder. He puts down a bunt, third base side, and it just goes across the foul line. Wilson, the left-handed batter. Shiloh will step back in. Out at second base, Taylor Davis. An 0-1 count. Riverhawks have not led against the Saints here this weekend. Game 1, it was Mount Hood in front the entire way. As a pitch in, a breaking ball, lefty to lefty, in for a strike. DH Jackson Thompson waits on deck. One away, the 0-2 pitch coming here for Wilson. Swing and a miss at a disappearing breaking ball, and that is a strikeout for the second out. First strikeout for Max Green. Green, a freshman, making the start here today. It is his second start of the season. Went 3 innings in his first start. Ended up getting a win. Gave up 1 run in those 3 innings, a 3.00 ERA to start out the day. He had 4 strikeouts and 1 walk in that first appearance. He gets a strike across to start off against Jackson Thompson here. The 0-1 pitch Fouled off by Thompson. Opportunity. Knocking for the UCC Riverhawks here in the first inning. A hit batter to start out the frame. Got a man on. They got him in the scoring position with one out. Now they got to try and come through with a two-out rally as the wind is really picking up, and we get a pitch clock violation on the pitcher. So that'll be ball one for Jackson Thompson. On the mound, the freshman Max Green. The adjustment to the pitch clock in college catches the freshman. Ball fought off on the handle, back to the backstop, and staying alive. Jackson Thompson will get a chance to see another 1-2 pitch. Again, fouled back, stayed on the fastball there, and is able to get at least a piece of it to stay alive. Again, the 1-2 pitch for Green, trying to get through the first inning. Outside. Wind really was picking up there. You could see some leaves that had fallen onto the turf here at Champion Car Wash Field, rustling across the diamond. Sleeves on the jersey for pitcher Max Green, flapping in the wind. Right now, the home plate umpire, you can see his back of his shirt flapping in the wind. Pitch low. 3-2. So it is definitely picked up out there. Home plate covered in shadows. Sun shining brightly here at Champion Car Wash Field. A beautiful afternoon, although a little chilly still. But at this point in the year, if you're not getting wet, you'll take it. 3-2 pitch with 2 outs and a man out at second base for the Umpqua Riverhawks in the bottom of the first. Scoreless ball game. Ground ball left side. It'll get into left field. Here comes Davis around third. He's headed for the plate. The relay throw is cut off, and the Umpqua Riverhawks will take the 1-0 lead as headed to the dugout. Taylor Davis comes in for the go-ahead run for the Riverhawks. Coming through with the RBI single is Jackson Thompson. He's got the first hit of the game for either side. And it'll be a 1-0 lead for UCC. A man at first with 2 down. Ben Allen, first at-bat of the afternoon, takes outside for ball 1. Allen, out of McNary High School, was at the University of Portland last year. Did not play. Makes the trick. Transfers down here to Roseburg and to UCC. Fouls off a pitch, has a 1-1 count at first base. Thompson, after the RBI single, gives the Riverhawks a 1-0 lead. Green, the lefty, delivers. Allen sends it in the air to right field. It will just barely get into the green turf out in right field, and it is caught by the second baseman for the final out of the first inning. So after 1 inning of play, it is UCC 1, Mount Hood nothing. 1 run on 1 hit. There were no errors, and the Riverhawks will take the early advantage. We'll go to the second inning here on Riverhawks TV. 1-0 lead for the Umpqua Riverhawks as we begin the second inning. On the mound, Cole Gomez. A little wild to start out the ball game, trying to settle in. He'll miss just off the inside edge of the plate. A 1-0 count for Adam Elliott, the right fielder. Ball goes to the backstop. A 2-0 count. Gomez, 2-0 pitch down the pipe for a strike. Set things up there. Get yourself in a rhythm. Find the strike zone. And Elliott's going to wear one. He is going to get the free trip down to first base. Gets plunked. First hit batter for Gomez. Both teams have one now.
The next batter, designated hitter, Wyatt Postlewaite.
So that is one on, nobody out. Wyatt Postlewaite, the DH, will bat. He's making his fourth appearance in a game. He squares the bunt, pops it up, and that'll make it nearly to the dugout for the UCC Riverhawks. 0-1 count to start things here for Postlewaite, the DH. Batting .125, one hit and 8 at-bats so far this season. This time he'll put the bunt down on the ground, first base side. Picked up and flipped to first by Gomez. They'll get the out at first base as Adam Elliott moves into scoring position. Small ball for both sides. Riverhawks had a sac bunt in the bottom of the first. It ended up resulting in a run coming across for UCC. A little bit of small ball here for the Saints. Postlewaite moving a man into scoring position. And now Yuichiro Kumagami will bat. He takes a fastball high for a 1-0 count. Kumagami, his 5th game of the season. He is 1 for 8 on the year. Has 4 RBI, though. He's walked once and struck out once. He'll take a strike. Kumagami, out of Miyagi, Japan, played in 32 games last year as a freshman. Takes a pitch high, 2-1 count. Last year hit .239, 9 RBIs, did have a home run, 27 strikeouts, 6 walks. Also played in 13 games over the summer with the Regulators Baseball Club down in the Southern Collegiate League. Takes low and outside, a 3-1 count. Gomez with 1 out and a man at second. Catches the strike zone on the 3-1 pitch. Kumagami will have to retrieve his bat as he tossed it away, thinking he had gotten the base on balls. Gomez now, and just an extra pitch in there, the full count pitch does put Kumagami on base.
Next batter, number 12, Aaron
So a walk
Keeran.
issued. That'll be the 3rd walk put on the tally for Gomez. He had 2 in the first, pitched around it. He has hit a batter and walked a man here in the second. 2 on with 1 out. And again, Gomez will have to pitch out of some trouble. Against the left-handed hitting Aaron Henry, the 9-hitter, second baseman. A strike across for Gomez. Gomez has already doubled the number of walks he had coming into the day after his first start of the season. He gets another strike against Henry, and it's an 0-2 count. Game tying run out at second base, a 1-0 lead for the Riverhawks here in the second in a 7-inning ball game. High and away, the count goes to 1-2. Henry, the 9-hitter in the lineup, so the leadoff man on deck. 1-2 pitch, swung on and missed, and the leadoff man will come up to bat with 2 down after Aaron Henry strikes out. Henry out of
Now batting
Mason,
number 5,
West
15,
Virginia.
Keeran.
Long way from home. He strikes out in his first at-bat of the day. First strikeout for Gomez, 2 down, and Cade Wynn, the leadoff man, swinging away. Might just have a chance to tie this game up. Schaefer gets the ball in shallow right center. The throw in is going to go to third instead, and they will get the out at second base to end this one. Schaefer throws it into third to try and get the runner. A run will score to tie us up. Elliott will score from second. Kumagami went all the way to third. That's where the throw by Schaefer went. Cade Wynn, after his RBI single, sees the throw going to third, decides to try and take second, and he is tagged out on the throw by Burchard to Ratliff for the put out at second base. So an eventful final play there of the top of the second, but it ties us up. Mount Hood gets one across on the first hit of the game for Mount Hood. The Saints tie it up 1-1 going to the bottom of the second on Riverhawks TV.
Batter for the Riverhawks, number 28. Aiden
Going to the bottom of the
Burchard.
second in a tie ball game, 1-1. First bat of the day for Burchard. He made the big defensive play to get a throw to second base for the final out in the top of the second. A tag out at second after an RBI single for the Saints. And now Burchard turns around, and the first pitch he sees here to start things off in the bottom of the second is good for a leadoff single.
Trevor Ratliff.
So a leadoff man on base for a second time for the Riverhawks. This time it's on a single, their second hit of the game. Burchard at first, and Trevor Ratliff will bat for the first time today. Back pick down to first base, almost gets away on a pitch that was wide of the zone. Trevor Ratliff, a 1-0 count to start off. The man behind the plate, Kumagami, trying to throw down to first to see if he could get Burchard off the plate. Showing the bunt, and Ratliff will foul it off, a 1-1 count. Here at Champion Car Wash Field in Roseburg, Oregon, playing on the artificial turf here. Popular spot early in the season because of its playability through some of the early season weather you might get here in the state of Oregon. Mount Hood traveling down on a last-minute addition to the schedule for both teams. Showing the bunt, and Ratliff will force it down the first base side. It trickles foul for strike two. Riverhawks will be on the road to start out league play in their next game coming up next Friday, just less than a week away. We'll be on the road for the first time. It's going to be a little bit before we're back on the airwaves, bringing you UCC baseball here on Riverhawks TV. The 1-2 pitch bounces in front of the plate for Green. Max Green, the lefty pitcher on the mound. Ball was in the dirt. Kumagami coming up, made the stop, gloved it cleanly, and was looking to maybe see if he could catch Aiden Burchard off the bag at first. A 2-2 delivery for Green against Ratliff. High and away. So the count goes full, nobody out, a man on at first. Bottom of the second, a tie ball game between the Riverhawks and the Saints. Green delivers, and that ball fouled off. Stays a full count. Trevor Ratliff. He's played in 2 games coming into today, so this is his 3rd game of the season. Still looking for his first hit. Currently 0 for 3 on the year. 3-2 pitch, low and inside. He'll draw a walk and put runners at first and second with nobody out.
Next batter, number 19.
For Max
Tristan
Green,
Wallace.
that'll be the first walk that he issued. He did hit a batter in the first inning. 2 on, nobody out. First baseman Tristan Wallace. Shows the bunt, pulls it back, and that pitch hit him on the back foot, so he will quickly drop the bat and head on down to first. Wallace didn't wait to be told that he was going to get the bag. He's going to initiate the play, and he heads down to first base. It's going to prompt Kumagami going out to have a conversation with Max Green. Bases are loaded. Shortstop Cade Wynn also a visit to the mound to be a part of the conversation. Bases loaded, nobody out. And a big chance here for Jack Pierce to see if he can find a way to give the Riverhawks a lead back again. Pierce did not play in game 1 out of Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. His 4th game of the season. He comes in batting .200, left-handed batter, starting in left field. Takes the first pitch low. It trickles between the legs for Kumagami. He will slowly get back to the baseball. The runners hold. Coach Robbins out at third base. Coach Walton at first. Coaching staff looking to try and help see if they can direct the Riverhawks to an advantage here in the second inning. They scored in the first. See if they can keep the trend going here in the second. A strike called against Pierce. Pierce does not have an RBI yet this year, just the 1 hit, a single. He's got an opportunity to pick up that first RBI of the year. The 1-1. Inside. 2 balls and a strike from the lefty to the lefty. Bases loaded. At third is Burchard after his leadoff single. Ratliff at second after a walk. Wallace at first after a hit by pitch. Low and outside, the count goes to 3-1, and a walk is good as a hit in this situation. 3-1 pitch. Max Green on the mound has to bring it. Pierce waits. He swings at a pitch over the plate and fouls it off. It was a hitter's count right there. Bases loaded, a 3-1. You knew the pitcher was going to put something over the plate. And Pierce tried to take advantage. Couldn't square it up. But once again, Green has to bring it here. The 3-2 pitch. And it hit him. Didn't just draw a walk. He's going to get hit by a pitch, pick up an RBI either way. Jack Pierce on at first, and the Umpqua Riverhawks will regain the lead at 2-1. Second hit batter of the game for Max Green. RBI for Jack Pierce, his first of the year. Burchard will score. It's 2-1. The Riverhawks in front, and we get a long trip out to the mound for Coach Keeran. We'll have a conversation with Max Green and with Kumagami. But it does not look like they are making the move to the bullpen just yet. There is an arm out there throwing. That is a right-hander in the bullpen for Mount Hood. And it is Landon Scott out of Sisters, Oregon. Breezy one here today. The American flag has not taken a break out in deep center field. It continues to flap around at attention,
for the Riverhawks,
consistently
#1,
blowing
Taylor
right
Davis.
to left across the diamond and consistently blowing out towards kind of left center. Top of the order back up, Taylor Davis hit by a pitch his first time. Green will miss high and away for a 1-0 count. Riverhawks trying to give the Mount Hood Saints their first loss of the season. Nobody has been able to get the better of them as of yet. The Saints improved to 5-0 with a 6-3 win in Game 1. Ground ball right side, sneaks its way through for Davis into right field. One run comes in, and that's all they'll get, but it's station to station out there. Another run in on the base hit. Taylor Davis, an RBI single. Goes opposite field, sneaks it past the first baseman, Richards. As it went to Richards' right, he had to go across the body to try and get the glove in front of it. Couldn't get it there in time. A run comes in to score. That was Trevor Ratliff. Bases loaded. Wallace goes to third. Pierce is at second. Davis at first. And up to bat, Tristan Schaefer takes strike one. Schaefer, a sac bunt his first time up. He'll ground one up the middle. Could be a chance at two. Step on the bag, throw to first by Wynn. It's an RBI ground out for Tristan Schaefer. It does score one, but it's a twin killing up the middle. 4-1, the Riverhawks in front. At third base will be Pierce. Scoring was Wallace. Out at second base is Davis. Out at first was Schaefer. That'll go down as a 6-3 double play. First pitch, strike one to Shiloh Wilson, lefty-lefty matchup. The 0-1, ground ball, first base. Richards, couple of steps back, will flip to first. It's a race to the bag. Did he get it there in time? The call will be yes, he did. The ruling is that the flip to first was in time to get Shiloh Wilson at the bag, and that looks like to be the right call. So that'll finish things off in the second inning, but the Riverhawks get 3 runs across on 2 hits. There were no errors, and 1 man left on base. We'll head to the bottom of the second. 4-1, the Riverhawks in front on Riverhawk TV. Jordan Ariza will stand in for Mount Hood, trailing 4-1 for the Saints. And the first pitch outside to Ariza. Cole Gomez on the mound. Still working for the Riverhawks into his 3rd inning. He's pitched around a little bit of trouble. Did get touched up for a run in the second as he misses outside again, a 2-0 count. He's thrown in quite a few pitches. He's fallen behind in a number of counts. Is 2-0. Does catch the zone. Throwing in the bullpen for UCC, that is Baden Morris out of Grants Pass. The 2-1 pitch high and tight, 3-1 count for Ariza. The 2-hitter, 2-3-4 coming up here in the 3rd inning. Gomez will issue a walk to start things off. That'll be his 4th walk in the ballgame. Second time he has issued a walk to Ariza. And that'll prompt a visit out to the mound for the coaching staff for UCC. And we are going to get a call to the pen. Baden Morris is going to come in as Austin Anderson heads out there to make the pitching change. We get a call to the pen here in the 3rd inning. We'll step away for the warm-up pitches and come back. 4-1, Riverhawks in front here in the top of the 3rd on Riverhawks TV. Taking over on the mound for the Riverhawks will be Baden Morris out of Grants Pass, the right-handed freshman. First pitch in for a strike as he gets his time underway. Well, we told you a defensive change after the 1st inning. Kyle Slater came out of the game, and so we get a new man batting here. This was the defensive replacement. That is Braden Sievertson, the freshman out of Sandy High School. Sievertson 1-1 pitch, just a bit inside for Morris. Baden Morris falls behind, 2 balls and a strike. Sievertson, 2-1 pitch, strike call, throw down to second base, off the line for Ben Allen behind the plate. 2-2 count, but now a man in scoring position as Jordan Ariza will steal second. Haven't had a lot of runners on the bases this afternoon, game 1 or game 2. Might be the first stolen base I recall here today. 2-2 count, Morris trying to get Sievertson with a man at second, nobody out. Breaking ball, called strike 3. First man that he faces, Baden Morris, will get a strikeout looking. There's one away. Just the second strikeout for the UCC pitchers here in game 2. 1 down.
Now batting number 8.
That'll bring up Irvin Dorsett the 3rd. Ground ball up the middle. Diving stop by Davis. Throw to first base on target. A nice job defensively up the middle for the Riverhawks. Up to third base will go Ariza. Robbing a base hit from Dorsett.
Batter number 5,
and
Richards.
Saving a run is Taylor Davis, out at shortstop. Came up with a great play, head first dive, scoops it up and fires to first. Right on target for a base hit, or for a out at first base. Now Diego Richards, the hot hitter in the 5 spot. He actually flew out to second base his first time up. It came with 2 runners on. He has a check swing that he can't hold up on a breaking ball for strike 1. This is the season debut for the freshman Baden Morris out of Grants Pass High School. He buries one in the turf in front of home for a 1-1 count. He was a second team all-conference selection as an infielder as a junior at Grants Pass High School. 1-1, ground ball chopper towards the left side. Deep in the hole, throw across the diamond. Not going to be in time. A great play by Davis, but just couldn't quite get it to first in time. Richards will beat out the throw. He'll pick up an RBI. His first hit here in game 2 on the high chopper on the left side of the infield. Ariza will come in to score.
Number 1, Adam Elliott.
And so that'll make it a 2-run ball game, 4-2. A man on at first with 2 down. Morris comes in. He's been firing strikes. Adam Elliott takes strike 1 to begin his at-bat. Elliott got on with a hit-by-pitch and scored in the second. That tied it up at that time. The book is now closed on Cole Gomez as a strike across. 0-2 count. Ariza goes to Gomez's total as he got on with the walk, and then Gomez was pulled. So 2 runs allowed by Gomez in his 2 innings of work. Runner going. I wasn't sure if it was going to matter as the tag applied just a hair late. Richards will get into second base. A 1-2 count at the plate. With 2 strikes against Elliott, he let that ball go by on the outside corner. And boy, it sure was close. Man in scoring position, a 1-2 count. Baden Morris on the mound trying to make sure that doesn't matter. He can't get the hitter to chase after a ball in the dirt. Elliott, a 2-2 count at the plate. 4-2, our score, a 2-run ball game in favor of the Riverhawks. Looking to hand Mount Hood their first loss of the season. Ball fouled away, stays 2-2. Mount Hood, their win in game 1, 6-3, that snapped a 7-game losing streak against UCC. They went 0-6 against the Riverhawks last year. The 2-2. Ball in the air to center field. Going out, now coming back in and making the catch, Tristan Schaefer. So Baden Morris comes in and is able to minimize the damage. The run goes against Cole Gomez. 1 run comes in on 1 hit. It was on the infield. No errors, and 1 man left on base. We will head to the bottom of the 3rd inning. The Riverhawks leading 4-2 on top of the visiting Mount Hood Saints on Riverhawks TV. Bottom of the 3rd inning here on Riverhawks TV from Champion Car Wash Field in beautiful Roseburg, Oregon. It is Riverhawks baseball leading 4-2 on top of the Mount Hood Saints. Leadoff man is Jackson Thompson, the DH, batting in the cleanup spot. He takes the first pitch for strike 1 from the new man on the mound. That is Landon Scott. He takes over, right-hander. Out of the bullpen, the 0-1. Is high, a 1-1 count. Landon Scott out of Sisters, Oregon, a freshman, 6 foot, 180 pounds. On the bump on a breezy Saturday afternoon here in the Umpqua Basin, a 1-1 count. Out of the windup for Scott, and he misses high against Thompson. Thompson had an RBI single that gave the Riverhawks a 1-0 lead back in the 1st inning. They'll look to try and lead off the frame with a base knock. The 2-1 pitch popped up, out of play behind home, 2-2. Max Green, the lefty, does not make it past 2 innings. Goes 2 innings, allowed 4 runs on 3 hits, 1 walk, 1 strikeout, 3 hit batters. Neither starting pitcher gets past 2 innings here today, so bullpen games for both sides. Out of the windup for Scott, the 2-2 pitch, high, and the count goes full. There's a lot of activity going on in the NWAC today with teams around the South region. Try to check the scoreboard for you here through this one. It's a ball sharply down the third baseline foul. Stays a full count for Jackson Thompson. Taking a look at the scoreboard here in the bottom of the third. Lane getting a 4-3 win over Spokane earlier today. 3-2 pitch coming up once again for Thompson. Swings after a pitch out of the zone. Strike 3. And Landon Scott will get a strikeout to start out his time on the mound. 1 away. Just a second strikeout for the Riverhawks here in the ballgame. Ben Allen, the catcher. He is 0 for 1. Flew out to second base. First pitch, top of the zone for a called strike. Let's see, Chemeketa was at Columbia Basin, but no score updates on that one. Must not have had the live stats going there. 0-1 pitch. Allen will take a strike on the outside corner. 0-2. Lynn Benton running away from the Clark Penguins. 14-5, the final in game 1 of their doubleheader there. The 0-2 pitch to Ben Allen. High. Southwestern Oregon loses to Treasure Valley 11-6. And that is all the South Region teams in action here today besides Mount Hood and Umpqua. A 1-2 count. Ben Allen chases and goes down. Strikeout number 2 for Landon Scott. Scott coming in and making his presence known early on. Landon Scott, this is his second appearance. He has only 1 inning of work so far. No wins, no losses, no saves. He will miss high. A 1-0 count to start for Aiden Burchard, who had a single to lead things off in the second and would eventually come around to score to give the Riverhawks the lead back. Landon Scott threw 1 inning in his 1 appearance. He had 1 strikeout, did not give up a hit or a run. So he's got 3 strikeouts in an inning and 2/3. He gets a pop fly down the right field side. Foul territory. Catch made right up against the fence line by Diego Richards. I didn't think he was going to continue to try and play that. It looked as if he might have given up on it. And then he sticks the glove out and the ball falls right in. And it's a 1-2-3 frame for Landon Scott. Perfect appearance in relief. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base. So the Riverhawks held off the scoreboard in the third for the first time here in Game 2. We'll head to the top of the 4th. It's a 4-2 lead for the Umpqua Riverhawks on Riverhawks TV. Head to the top of the 4th inning here from Champion Car Wash Field. A 4-2 lead for the Umpqua Riverhawks and the Mount Hood Saints. Looking to try and claw their way back into this one. Wyatt Postlethwaite, the DH. A sack bunt his first time up. Stands in and swings away at the first pitch he sees from Baden Morris. Swings through for strike one. Game two of our doubleheader. This one just a 7-inning contest. Ball fouled back for strike two. Postal Weight falls behind. Oh, 2 count. Morris, the freshman out of Grants Pass, gets a ball sharply hit past the UCC dugout down the first base side. Stay alive. Postal Weight out of Silverton High School, named MVP of the Mount Hood Red and Black Fall World Series final game. He grounds one left side. Going to the ground, a throw across the diamond, one hop into the glove for Aiden Burchard. He gets it across to Wallace, who picks it off the turf for the putout. Nice defensive play there for the Riverhawks behind Baden Morris. They get the first out. Going glove side, Burchard had to go down to the turf to scoop that one off. And he fired across, one hop, long toss into the glove for Wallace at first base. He completed the play nicely. Ball popped up, foul out of play. Strike one for Yuichiro Kumagami. Kumagami a walk, got stranded at third, back in the second. He blasts one in the air out towards left field. Pretty well struck, going back to the wall at the fence. That ball is gone. A solo homer down the line in left, and that'll make it a one-run ball game. Kumagami, a solo homer over the left field fence, pulls it down the line. And that is the first home run we have seen here at Champion Car Wash Field this season. This field does not give up many of them, but Kumagami puts one over the fence. Last year, Kumagami had one home run for the season in 32 games. He gets his first, or gets one here. I'm not sure if that was his first. Let's double check. But Kumagami able to get this to a one-run ball game. Foul ball for strike two here against Aaron Henry, the left-handed hitting second baseman. Kumagami, yeah, that's his first home run of the season, so he has equaled what he did last year. Outside on the 0-2 pitch, Baden Morris, the freshman, his college debut, gives up a home run. We'll see how he responds to that. Can he settle back in? He had been pretty sharp. That's his first run allowed. The 1-2, that ball is in the air. Not quite as hard hit and to a deeper portion of the park. Waiting for it to come down in center field. Tristan Schaefer squeezes it for the second out. Two away, and that'll bring up the top of the order. Cade Wynn will bat. A one-run ball game here. Riverhawks, it'll behoove them to start adding to their lead as they come up to bat in the bottom of the fourth. This Mount Hood team's got the offense to claw their way back into the game. We've seen them put up plenty of runs so far this season, and they've made it just a one-run ball game. First pitch was outside, ball one to Win. He'll take one at the knees, a breaking ball in for a strike. Here in the top of the fourth in Roseburg, game two of our twin bill. We're at the midway point, hitting the top of the fourth in a 7-inning ball game. Swing and a miss on the 1-1. And Cade Wynn has been on base twice. Is behind 1-2. He's been on base twice, but both those at-bats came against the starter Cole Gomez. First time facing Baden Morris, the reliever. Ground ball, comebacker goes off the glove for Morris. Trickles to short, picked up by Davis, who will send it over to first base. Nice little bang-bang play. 1-6-3 is going to go down. The put out at first base, and that will wrap things up as the Riverhawks will get out of the top of the fourth inning, minimizing the damage. A solo home run by Yuichiro Kumagami, and it is a 4-3 lead for the Riverhawks. One run, one hit, no errors. and nobody left on base. Bottom of the fourth coming up on Riverhawk TV. Bottom of the fourth inning. A one-run lead, 4-3 in favor of the Umpqua Riverhawks. Out on the mound, Landon Scott. 1-2-3 third inning. He continues pitching for the Saints. He misses on the first offering to Trevor Ratliff, who walked and scored back in the second. Ratliff gets handcuffed but sends it in the air out to deeper left field, but it's pretty routine. Out that direction for Sievertson, the left fielder, makes the play, one away. And Tristan Wallace will bat. Landon Scott on the mound has retired 4 straight. Well, up at Portland Community College, the UCC men taking on the Clark Penguins, and they have wrapped up a victory to start out the day. This ball off the end of the bat, fouled back to the backstop for strike 1 to Wallace. UCC men get a 78-67 victory on top of the Penguins. I've been told that avenges a loss earlier in the season against Clark for UCC. Ball fouled back, strike 2. The Umpqua men have already clinched first place in the South region, the South title. So they will be the number 1 seed in going into the NWAC tournament out of the South region. That is beneficial. The Umpqua women now will look to try and get a win against Clark, and if they can do that, that will set up a matchup, a game against Lane coming up next week. A game against the Lane Titans that would be for second place in the league standings. A 1-2 count. Tristan Wallace grounds one. That's a fair ball down the third base line. It's going to go deep in the corner out in left field. Wallace is heading for second. A one-out double for the Riverhawks. And they'll have a man in scoring position as the first hit against Landon Scott. That one right down the line. Bouncing over the bag at the third. And then deep in the corner. Long run for Sievertson in left field. And the Riverhawks will have their 4th hit of the ball game. And a man in scoring position. Tristan Wallace, second time on base, reached on a hit by pitch in the second. He has the base hit there. He's in scoring position. Jack Pierce, the left fielder, drove in a run in the second when it came on a bases loaded hit by pitch. The lefty facing a right-handed pitcher this time. Takes the first pitch at the knees for strike 1. The 0-1 delivery from Scott. That ball towards the alley in right center. It's going to get down. Hesitating out at second base was Wallace. He will only make it to third. Not sure if he just didn't get a great read on that one. It seemed pretty clear from here off the bat that ball had a very good chance to get down. Obviously might look a little different down on the field, but he was slow to get to third base. So he's only able to get the 90 feet there, but it still will set up the Riverhawks with runners at first and third as Jack Pierce comes through with a nice base hit there towards the alley, a single to put runners on the corners. That is back-to-back base hits here in the 4th inning for UCC. They're up to 5 hits in the ballgame. Landon Scott facing his first bit of trouble since coming in the third inning. He'll miss high. A 1-0 count as he faces off against Taylor Davis. Davis, the leadoff man in the lineup. He is 1 for 1, had an RBI single in the second. That was against Max Green, the lefty that started the game for the Saints. Davis also has been hit by a pitch and scored a run. He's got an RBI opportunity again here. The 1-0 is high, 2-0 count. Tristan Wallace at third. Jack Pierce at first. Pickoff throw to first. Pierce diving back in. Being held on by Richards over there. Again, a pickoff throw that direction. Landon Scott facing a bit of a jam here with one out, runners on the corners. Saints looking for a ground ball they can try and go around the horn with. Turn two. A ball down the pipe for a strike to Davis. Watches it, times it up, gets ready for a chance at a 2-1 delivery. See if he can stretch the Riverhawks lead back out. Another pickoff throw to first base and back in safely goes Pierce. Jack Pierce over there at first. He does not have a stolen base this year. Pitch is high, 3-1. Breezy, cool afternoon here in the Umpqua Basin. Temperatures reaching the mid-50s. But we have not seen any bit of precipitation throughout the day. 3-1 pitch, soft liner out towards left field. It is going to carry enough out to Sievertson. His throw will be cut off, scoring from third. And stretching the lead back out to two will be Tristan Wallace. A sac fly for Taylor Davis. I thought that one, so that one's on me. I gave Tristan Wallace a bit of a hard time not reading the ball out at second the last time it was in the air. That one I thought had a good chance to get down in left field. It just kept carrying in the wind. It'll be a sac fly to left field. Davis will pick up the RBI, 2 away. Does the job that was needed. It carries out to Sievertson. And now Tristan Schaefer will try to keep it going. As the runner goes, Pierce will get into second base with his first stolen base, and it rolls into the outfield. He'll move up to third on the first error of the day for either team. So that's a big development there. The pitch missed, a 1-0 count for Tristan Schaefer with 2 down. Riverhawks leading 5-3. Stolen base for Jack Pierce, and then a throwing error by Kumagami. That'll be the first error of the day for either side. And the error puts Pierce now 90 feet from home with Schaefer at the plate trying to drive him in. He'll lift one to center, but the wind is going to carry that one enough out to Ariza in center field, and that will finish off the frame. The Riverhawks do get one back, but they miss out on an opportunity to add a few more. 5-3 the score as we go to the top of the fifth. Riverhawks get 1 run on 2 hits. There was 1 error and 1 man left on base. 5-3 our score heading to the 5th inning on Riverhawks TV.
First batter for the Saints to lead off the top of the fifth inning. Number 9, Jordan Ariza.
And the Umpqua Riverhawks leading by a pair. It'll be Jordan Ariza, the center fielder for Mount Hood, to lead things off against Baden Morris, who continues to throw for UCC. Get a foul ball down the third base side for strike one. Ariza has walked twice in this game. Both at-bats were against the starter Cole Gomez. Morris facing him for the first time, and he gets a strike call to get ahead 0-2 in the at-bat. This is the last batter to face off against Morris for the first time. Morris into his third inning of work. Gets a swing and a miss for strike three. A throw down to first base by Ben Allen will get the put out, and that is the second strikeout in the game for Baden Morris. One away. The first man to strike out was Sievertson, who will step in, facing off against Morris for the second time. Sievertson took over for Kyle Slater back in the first inning. Slater got his at-bat, and then Sievertson checked in. A ball softly lifted to the outfield, and a great play made by the second baseman. That's Ratliff able to get underneath it for the putout in right field. I'm not sure if this angle will quite show it. No, he runs out of the frame, but he's able to get underneath it for the putout. Ratliff retiring Sievertson, who thought he might have had a blooper, for a base hit. First pitch called strike one against Irvin Dorsett III, who's 0 for 2 in the game. Oh, 1 pitch with 2 down. Off speed, misses. 1-1 count. The 1-1, ground ball chopper foul, and it's a 1-2 count. The 1-2 here for Morris. Check swing outside. Count goes to 2-2. The reaction from the dugout on that play made by Ratliff to rob away a hit, they were pumped about that one. Now Morris trying to get him jacked up again, trying to get a 1-2-3 inning. The 2-2 just misses low. Full count with 2 out, nobody on. Dorsett, the cleanup hitter. Ground ball sharply hit, 1 hop to Burchard. Long throw across the diamond, but right on target. And it's a 1-2-3 frame. Once again for Baden Morris, he is able to come in and get the outs. That's actually his first 1-2-3 inning, but it was a good one. And he will get the Riverhawks through the top of the 5th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on. First time that the Saints have been held without a run since the first inning. We'll go to the bottom of the 5th, 5-3. Riverhawks in front on Riverhawk TV. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. The Umpqua Riverhawks leading against the Mount Hood Saints. Game 2 of today's non-league doubleheader. Does not count towards the South Region records here. Late addition to the schedule for both teams. The Riverhawks trying to hand the Saints their first loss of the year. First pitch, a strike called to Shiloh Wilson. The right fielder, left-handed batter. Looking for his first time on base today. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. He'll take a breaking ball for strike 2, and he falls behind. On the mound, the right-hander Landon Scott entered the game back in the third, his third inning of work. Fouled back by Wilson to stay alive. Riverhawks had 1 in the first, put up 3 in the second. They added a run in the fourth. For Mount Hood, they scored 1 in the second, third, and in the fourth as they were able to tie it up a couple of times. Ball lifted in the air, third base side into foul territory. Dorsett there to make the grab. Wilson will fly out. 1 away brings up Jackson Thompson.
Batter, number 11, Jackson
The DH had an RBI single in the first that gave the Riverhawks a lead. He struck out against Scott in his first at-bat in the third. Gets behind one down the line, but it's going to hook foul. That ball off the fence in the corner down the left field line for strike 1. Thompson, that's a ball that, if it stays fair, it's off the fence, but it got foul in a hurry. And that's an 0-1 count as he makes his way back to the plate. Saw our first home run of the season here at Champion Car Wash Field. A ball over the left field fence by Mount Hood's Kumagami, the catcher. First one to leave the yard, at least that I've been here. I guess I did miss the first 2 games of the season, but I don't think there was one. There were no home runs in that one? Okay. Called strike 2. The 0-2 pitch, just off the edge. Tried to frame it on that corner. Kumagami can't get the call. Thompson, a 1-2 count. It's always nice to have the instant feedback from the booth when you say something to just know if you're right or wrong on anything. The 1-2 pitch, around it on the inside corner, just past Coach Robbins down in the third base coach's box. And into the corner once again for Thompson. The 1-2. Breaking ball got him to sky one high out towards left field. That ball has hit a mile into the air and fairly deep out and left. If he had gotten the launch angle a little better, maybe we had our second home run of the season here at Champion Car Wash. But Thompson instead will just have a high, lazy fly ball to deep left field where Severson gets underneath it for the second out. 2 away. And Ben Allen will stand in. Allen 0 for 2. Struck out his first time against Scott and will take the first pitch outside for ball 1. We're here in the bottom of the 5th. A 2-run lead for the Riverhawks. 1-0 pitch, swung on and missed. Game 1, Mount Hood had a healthy lead going to the bottom of the 9th. That was a 9-inning ball game. This one's just a 7-inning contest. It's the 1-1 to Allen. Ground ball comebacker. Tried to get it behind the back. It trickles out behind the second base bag. A throw to first will not be in time. And that ball took a long time to get to everybody. It took a while to get to the mound. Tried to make a play behind the back. Did Landon Scott. Couldn't glove it. Then it took a while to get to the bag up the middle. The shortstop, Wynn, gets to the ball, but by the time he had got to him, by the time he gets the throw to first, it's all too late. And Ben Allen will have his first hit of the day as he sends one back up the middle for a single that really didn't leave the infield. That'll be the 6th hit of the day for the Riverhawks. Man at first with 2 down. Aiden Burchard has a single and a run scored. He's 1 for 2 today. Takes high and away for a 1-0 count. Game 1, Mount Hood was leading at 6-1. The Riverhawks put a scare into the Saints with 2 runs in the bottom of the 9th. Had the game-tying run on at first, but the Riverhawks could not complete the comeback, grounding into a double play to finish off the ball game. It's a pitch inside. 2-0 count now for Burchard. So I mentioned all of that as a reminder that, yeah, the Riverhawks in front 5-3 here with this game getting to the later stages, but it would be nice to have a real sizable lead going to the late stages of the ball game into the 7th, because you know Mount Hood, they can put up runs and they can put them up in a hurry. 3-0 count now for Aiden Burchard as he watches one go by right up at eye level. Landon Scott on the mound, working out of the stretch, delivers the 3-0 for a strike, timing it up. Burchard will have an idea. with a 3-1 count against him. Scott's 3-1 pitch. Ball 4. A walk issued with 2 outs for Landon Scott. That is the first walk that he has issued in relief of Max Green. Green issued just 1 walk, but also hit 3 batters. Runners at first and second with 2 away. Trevor Ratliff will bat. He made a great defensive play. Always love to see a guy make a great play in the field and then get a chance to bat in the very next half inning and see if he can carry that momentum. He takes the first pitch for a strike. Ratliff is 0 for 1, and he belts one down the left field line. If it's fair, that's going to be trouble. It's foul by inches as it hits the turf and bounces up and over the fence. That ball right down the line, just barely foul. That would have been a huge extra base hit for the Riverhawks. Instead, it is just strike 2 for Ratliff. That's the right call. From up here, you could see. And if I can tell from up here, then it definitely was foul. Just by a hair, though. The 0-2 count for Ratliff. Runners at first and second with 2 away. Breaking ball carries outside, a 1-2 count. Landon Scott trying to get through this 5th inning. Scott's only allowed the 1 run. It came in the 4th. That came on a sac fly by Taylor Davis. Ball fouled back. Stays a 1-2 count. One ball, 2 strikes. Scott tries to finish off the 5th. His pitch outside, and it gets by the catcher. Kumagami up to third base. Will go Ben Allen, and up to second base goes Burchard. 2 runners in scoring position on the pass ball. And Trevor Ratliff at the plate has a 2-2 count, so a big opportunity. For the Umpqua Riverhawks here to add to their lead, on top by 2. The 2-2 pitch, breaking ball, stays upstairs. Didn't snap it off the way he wanted to. So it's a full count. A walk would load him up. First base is open. Tristan Wallace waits on deck. He's been productive, a double and hit by a pitch. He's scored twice. He's the on-deck man, hoping for a chance here. The 3-2. And it's a dead ball hit by pitch. Was going to be ball 4 for Ratliff. And so the bases now are loaded. That is the 4th hit batter here in game 2 of this doubleheader for the Riverhawks. The bases are juiced, and Tristan Wallace will stand in. Going to get a conversation here between Wallace and Coach Jake Whistler. Talking to him strategy before he steps into the box in a big moment here with 2 outs. Could be a chance to break this one open a little bit. First pitch from Scott. Wallace takes high. Tristan Wallace, and his only at-bat against Landon Scott earlier in the ball game, hit a double that went down the third base line, just over the bag into the corner, out in left center or out in left field. 1-0 delivery. Ground ball towards short, to a knee. Win up with it will make the play to second base, and that will get us through the bottom of the 5th inning. So the Riverhawks leave them loaded. Hard hit ground ball by Tristan Wallace, but it is right at the shortstop, who handles the runner in front of him and is able to make the play to second base to get Trevor Ratliff for the final out here in the 5th inning. So the Umpqua Riverhawks will leave them loaded, but they still lead by 2 as we head to the top of the 6th inning on Riverhawks TV. Top of the 6th inning here at Champion Car Wash Field. We've had a great day of baseball between two competitive programs in Mount Hood and UCC. Swing and a miss, Diego Richards to start things off here. The Saints down by 2. Their undefeated record on the line here in the nightcap. A pitch misses inside on the 0-1 count, and it's 1-1. Baden Morris still throwing on the mound for the Riverhawks. He came in the 3rd. This will be his 4th inning of work. 1-1 outside. Riverhawks have some activity in their bullpen. Out there throwing is Tyler Miller. They might have double barrel action going on out there. 2-1 delivery. Morris gets an off-speed pitch in for a strike. Nobody throwing currently in the bullpen for Mount Hood. And I got 2 arms warming up in the bullpen for the Riverhawks. 2-2 pitch. Reaching, fouled it away. So you've got Tyler Miller. Can you guys see who the other? Josh Jackson. So those are the 2 guys warming up down there for the Riverhawks right now. From my angle, one of them, I can't see who it is at all because he's back behind the shed. Ball lifted to left field. That is going to scatter some birds that were fluttering in the area. They weren't on the ground. Sometimes you'll see that at a ballpark, a group of birds out in the outfield hanging out, and then they get scattered by a ball hit their direction. These birds were just flying in the area, and that line drive fly ball shot to left field scatters them. That does not disrupt Jack Pierce out there in left field as he makes the grab to retire Richards. Richards 1 for 3 here in game 2. He's the first out. Now Adam Elliott will take a strike to begin his at-bat. Elliott 0 for 1, hit by a pitch in the 2nd inning. He lifts one in the air. No birds in the area of this one as Jack Pierce once again underneath it makes the catch for the 2nd out. The airwaves have been cleaned as that first one scattered the wildlife in the area for this afternoon here at the ballpark. Elliott flies out, 2 down. Wyatt Postlethwaite, the DH, 0 for 1 in the game, a sac bunt to his tally. Bats with nobody on and 2 down. Morris trying to get through this 6th inning and then give it to a closer possibly, and he's going to get a 3rd ball lifted to left field, and busy half inning out for left fielder Jack Pierce. He makes all 3 plays and is able to help get his team through this top of the 6th. A quick one there for Baden Morris with the thanks of Jack Pierce out in left field. 1-2-3 frame in the top of the 6th. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. The Umpqua Riverhawks looking to add to their lead on top by 2 on Riverhawks TV. Bottom of the 6th inning. Riverhawks coming up to bat, leading this one 5-3. They'll face a new man on the mound. Zach Hayden will take over. Zach Hayden, a lefty, will come in for Landon Scott. Hayden out of Reynolds High School in Gresham. He will face Jack Pierce, who just had a productive half inning defensively, getting 3 straight fly ball outs in left field. His first pitch is in for a strike. So Pierce falls behind 0-1 against the lefty Zach Hayden. Hayden will send one in at the knees on the inner half for a strike. Zach Hayden, a freshman. The 0-2 pitch. Ground ball, right side, long range for the second baseman. Knocks it down but can't get up to make a throw. That'll be an infield single for Jack Pierce. He's got his second hit of the game. Pierce in the 9-hole has been productive. He's 2 for 2, also been hit by a pitch. He does have an RBI. He's been on base all 3 times, and he's on to lead things off here in the 6th inning for the Riverhawks. That is their 7th hit in the game. That'll bring up the top of the order Taylor Davis to bat. He is 1 for 1 in this game with 2 RBI and a run scored. Davis puts down a sac bunt, back to the mound, bobbled by the pitcher, and he's on safely. Davis will get on with the error by the pitcher. A sac bunt, and then he gets on. That'll be the second error in the game for the Saints. So Davis on, sac bunt, but an error gets him on safely. And so that'll bring up now Tristan Schaefer with 2 runners on and nobody out. He'll square up to bunt, puts it down, left of the mound, throw to first, not going to be there in time. Schaefer too quick down the line, and the throw by Hayden is late. That'll be a base hit. Infield single on the bunt, and the bases are loaded. The Riverhawks haven't put a ball out of the infield yet, and they've got 3 men on with nobody out and a chance to try and break this open. It's the heart of the order. We've got Shiloh Wilson standing in to bat. Hayden's first pitch misses outside for ball 1. Lefty-lefty matchup. Zach Hayden, this is his debut. First outing for the freshman. He'll miss low and outside, a 2-0 count. So the freshman out of Gresham, not far from Mount Hood Community College. His first appearance in a Saints uniform, and it's been a tough one. He's fallen behind 2-0 against Wilson and works in a breaking ball for a strike on the outside corner. Infield playing in, hoping to cut off a run at home if they can get the opportunity. Down by 2 for the Saints. They're looking to try and keep it close going to the 7th. Wilson will take another strike, this time on the outside corner. Another breaking ball dropping in against the lefty. At third base, Jack Pierce after his ground ball to second to lead off the inning. Taylor Davis at second, and Tristan Schaefer at first. Pitch outside, count goes full. Pressure moment here for Zach Hayden. Got good speed all around the diamond here for the Riverhawks. Shiloh Wilson at the plate trying to put something in play or possibly take ball 4 here and bring in a run. Does put this one in play, but that's not what you wanted. Shallow left field, probably not going to be deep enough. The throw coming in, it will one hop to the plate. That was a good throw in from left field by Sievertson. He was not very deep, and he gets it in to hold all the runners. 1 away.
Now batting number 11, Jackson Thompson.
Jackson Thompson, the DH in the cleanup spot. He is 1 for 3. He has struck out and flown out to left field in his last 2 at-bats after an RBI single in the first. He'll ground one up the middle. It's going to get through with the infield playing in. 1 run will score. Coming around from second is Davis. The throw to the plate cut off. It's a 2-run single for Jackson Thompson, and the Riverhawks will add a couple more. Thompson comes through with the base knock that will put the Riverhawks a little bit further out in front. He scores 2 more on that one, and you've got runners at first and second with just 1 out. Thompson, a ground ball sharply back up the middle. That was perfectly played. And able to get 2 runs to come in on that one. So now it'll be Ben Allen to bat against the lefty Hayden. And the first pitch is in the dirt for ball 1.
Now batting is number 20, Ben Allen.
Second hit of the game. 3 RBIs in this one now for Thompson. Allen is 1 for 3, had a single in his last at-bat. He'll take one low again. It's a 2-0 count. Pierce and Davis both score on that grounder up the middle by Thompson. Out at second base, Schaefer. Ben Allen at the plate right now, takes another ball in the dirt. It's a 3-0 count. So far here in the 6th. 3 hits, 2 runs on 3 hits, 1 error. Still nobody out. 3-0 count for Ben Allen, the 5-hitter. Hayden will work a strike across on the 3-0 count. The Riverhawks in front by 4 now, 7-3, as they try to hand the Saints their first loss of the year. Zach Hayden delivers. That ball down the line, left field side, and it's going to end up foul. Out in front of it for Ben Allen. Got it in on the hands, got him around, but lifts it into the foul territory down the left field side. That'll be strike 2 to make it a full count. Got one he liked on that spot. Ben Allen trying to pick up an RBI here with the speedy Tristan Schaefer out at second base. 3-2 pitch. Fouls it off. Out of play. Here in the bottom of the 6th inning, Umpqua Riverhawks, after losing game 1 of the doubleheader, looking to try and split today against the Saints. The lefty Hayden misses low and inside. The bases are loaded. With 1 out, bases loaded again. And now Aiden Burchard will bat.
Now batting for the Riverhawks, number 28, Aiden Burchard.
Burchard is 1 for 2 today, a single and a run scored back in the 2nd. Walked his last time up. Hayden looking for a ground ball that his infield can try and turn 2 with. Instead, first pitch fouled back by Burchard. Last time the Riverhawks had the bases loaded, Jackson Thompson grounded one right back up the middle with the infield playing in. It got through easily and scored 2. Right now they're playing in on the corners and they're playing back up the middle as a line drive into foul territory in the bullpen. And I'm not sure which coach didn't play that one cleanly. But it goes right towards the coaches in the UCC dugout, and nobody's able to barehand the soft liner right at him. 0-2 count. Burchard behind in the at-bat against Hayden with 1 out and the bases loaded. Already 2 runs in here in the 6th. Pop up right side, foul territory, long run, and giving chase. Richards, the first baseman, could not quite get there in time. Just realized I could have hit the replay button and been able to snap the replay of that dropped foul ball by the coaches in the dugout. But it is now lost to history. The 0-2 count. Bounces in front of the plate, gets away, looking to come in to score, and crossing at home will be Tristan Schaefer on a wild pitch. And the Riverhawks will add another run here, now taking an 8-3 lead. Everybody moves up behind Schaefer as he comes across to score. Wild pitch. It is a 1-2 count for Burchard. So now you've got Thompson at third, Allen at second. Burchard fouls off another one to stay alive. Schaefer scores for the first time in this game after reaching on his bunt single. Game 2 of our doubleheader, Riverhawks leading by 5. They're 3 outs away from securing a split against the Saints. A line drive will get in. Out to right field for Burchard. 1 run scores, a 2nd run coming in. It is a 7-run lead for the Riverhawks. Hayden Burchard drives in 2 runs on a line drive to right field with the infield pulled in. He will have his 2nd hit of the game, his first 2 RBI. Thompson comes in to score. So does Allen, coming around all the way from 2nd. And that is now 5 runs that have come in to score here in the 6th inning. First pitch swinging away. Launch it out to left field for Ratliff. This ball over the head of Sievertson in left field. It goes off the wall. And they're going to send the runner all the way home from first. Burchard will score on the double by Ratliff. He hit it to a deep part of the park. If it's down the line, it's out of here. Ratliff gets a ton underneath that one, and Sievertson couldn't run underneath it. And Burchard comes in to score all the way from first. And it's 11-3 now, a double for Ratliff.
Next batter, number 19,
He'll drive in his first run of the game. That ball to the alley was blasted. First pitch, strike 1 to Tristan Wallace. 9th hitter to come to the plate here in the 6th inning. Still just 1 out in this frame. Wallace is 1 for 2 in this game. He had a double back in the 4th. He'll take high, 1-1. No activity in the bullpen for Mount Hood at the moment. Riverhawks leading by 8. The 0-1, make that a 1-1. It's now 1-2. Mount Hood had not allowed more than 5 runs in a game prior to this. Grace Harbor lost to the Mount Hood 15-5 in the season openers. A ball fought off by Wallace, stays alive with the 1-2 count. 15-5, the final score in the season opener. That's the most runs that the Saints had allowed in a game this year. Their closest game was the 6-3 win that they got against the Riverhawks in Game 1. That was the narrowest margin of victory for Mount Hood prior to today. But now the Saints facing down their first loss of the year. They've given up their most runs that they have all season. Another foul ball by Wallace keeps him at the plate with the 1-2 count. Zach Hayden on the mound trying to get through this frame. A line drive shot goes to Dorsett at third. He snags it just above the turf. But the quick play there at the third base bag. No chance to try and send it to second base to double off Ratliff as the middle infielders didn't have a chance to get to the bag to cover. Line drive off the bat of Tristan Wallace is the second out, 2 away. And now Jack Pierce, will bat for a second time here in the 6th inning. Check swing couldn't hold up. That's strike 1. So the Riverhawks will bat through the order here in the 6th. Pierce led off the frame with a single that was knocked down by Aaron Henry at second base, but he couldn't get up to make a throw to first in time to make the put out. So it was an infield single for Pierce that got things started here in this bottom of the 6th. He falls behind as he swings through on the 0-1. He's got the 0-2 count. Strike 3 call. Delayed strike call at the plate, but they give it to him, and Pierce will go down looking. Zach Hayden comes in here in the 6th inning, and he faces 10 batters, gets a strikeout to finish it off. And with that, the Riverhawks will put 6 runs across here in the 6th inning. And they take an 11-3 lead to the 7th inning, needing 3 outs to wrap it up here on Riverhawks TV. Josh Jackson will take over for Baden Morris to try and close it out here in the 7th inning in a non-save situation. And he's going to face a new batter here in the 8th spot in the lineup for Mount Hood. Jackson's first pitch is in for a strike. Coming in to bat, and I hear number 11, Brave Johnson. Johnson out of Jefferson High School in Portland. He's got the 0-1 count. He fouls it back for strike 2. Johnson out of Jefferson High School, a program that didn't have varsity baseball until his senior year last year. But he has had some success in baseball. Part of the 15U Babe Ruth World Series Championship team out of Portland. He was named the MVP of the championship game as that team winning the World Series in New York as a 15U. Pretty cool there for Brave Johnson. I saw quite a bit of coverage of that as I Googled his name, getting ready for the game. 1-2 count. Johnson delivers and gets a swing and a miss. Actually, it might have been foul tipped into the glove. Either way, it's a strikeout. Brave Johnson and his pinch hit appearance goes down. 1 away. Josh Jackson for the Riverhawks taking over here. The experienced arm that missed last year. Jackson making his second appearance. He's got 1 inning pitched under his belt so far. Has not given up a hit or a run. Does not have a save. This will be not a non-save situation for him again. First pitch, a strike. It's another new batter for Mount Hood. For the Saints coming into bat here is Jace Otteson out of Pendleton High School, a returning player, played 16 games last year. The 0-1 count for him. He takes for a 1-1. Jace Otteson, 5'10", 175, catcher, but he's pinch hitting here. Last year, 16 games, hit 179. The 1-1 pitch from Jackson. The veteran righty fires in on the outside corner for a strike 2. Otteson, his final year of high school, he was a first-team All-State catcher for the Buckaroos. But he is in his second year now here with Mount Hood. It's a couple of years removed from that. Swings through on the 1-2 pitch. Goes down swinging for strike 3. Back-to-back punch-outs for Josh Jackson, and the Riverhawks 1 out away from a split here at home against the Mount Hood Saints, and dealing Mount Hood their first loss of the season. Top of the order, we get a pinch hitter for Cade Wynn in the leadoff spot, and it's a familiar name. We saw him in Game 1. Jonathan Wright will bat. He takes a big cut can't locate the pitch at the bottom of the zone. Jonathan Wright batting here. He hit in game 1. He was the DH. Had a double in his first at-bat to drive in 3. Was intentionally walked later, but he ends up going 1 for 4 with a pair of strikeouts. Had the 3-run double as he fouls off a pitch, and he quickly falls behind 0-2. Down to their last strike here. Wright trying to keep the game going, and an 8-run lead for the Umpqua Riverhawks. 11-3, Josh Jackson on the mound. The 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss on a ball in the dirt. And the tag applied by Allen. And that'll wrap it up here in game 2. Final score 11-3. The Umpqua Riverhawks will get the victory. And that'll wrap up today's doubleheader as the teams will meet at home. Striking out the side, Josh Jackson to finish it off. 3 strikeouts. He gets a perfect 1-2-3 7th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. Well, let's put the totals together on this one for you here today, as UCC will snap a 5-game winning streak for the Mount Hood Saints. And the Riverhawks get back in the win column to go to 4-2 on the season. For Mount Hood, they get 3 runs on 3 hits. They commit 2 errors and will leave 4 runners on base. For the Riverhawks, they get 11 runs on 11 hits, no errors, and they'll leave 7 men on base in this one. Final score is 11-3. 3 runs, 3 hits, 2 errors for Mount Hood. 11 runs, 11 hits, no errors for UCC. Picking up the win will be Baden Morris. Morris will get the victory. He goes 4 innings. In that time, he allowed just 2 hits. He gives up 1 run. It was on a solo homer by Yuichiro Kumagami. Morris does not give up a walk. Finishes with 2 strikeouts. As Baden Morris in his debut for the Riverhawks in relief of Cole Gomez comes in and gets the win. He'll go to 1-0 on the year. Taking the loss is going to be Max Green. Green, the starting pitcher for Mount Hood, goes 2 innings, allows 4 runs on 3 hits, 1 walk, 1 strikeout, and 3 hit batters. For Max Green, he will go to 1-1 on the season with the loss. Mount Hood goes to 5-1 on the year. UCC goes to 4-2 on the season. Starting pitcher Cole Gomez went 2 innings, gave up 2 runs on 1 hit, 4 walks, 1 strikeout, and 1 hit batter. Morris picking up the victory in relief, going the 4 innings in the middle. Josh Jackson, non-save situation, gets 1 run, or gets 1 inning, does not allow anything except for 3 strikeouts. Max Green taking the loss, pitched the first 2 innings. Then Landon Scott pitched 3 innings, gave up 1 run on 3 hits. Zach Hayden pitched the final inning for Mount Hood. He gives up 6 runs on 5 hits. Let's see here. He ended up walking 1 and had 1 strikeout in there as well. Riverhawks took the lead in the first inning. 1 run came in on a single by Jackson Thompson, a 2-out single to put the Riverhawks up 1-0. Mount Hood tied it up in the second on a 2-out single by Cade Wynn, and that made it 1-1, but the Riverhawks would grab the lead back with 3 runs in the bottom of the second inning. Hit by pitch with the bases loaded for Jack Pierce, drove in 1. Taylor Davis drove in 1 on a single to right field, and then a ground into a double play by Tristan Schaefer would end up bringing home a run as well. The Riverhawks led it 4-1. Mount Hood got 1 run back in the third on the solo. That was on a 2-out single by Diego Richards. Then Mount Hood would get another run in the 4th on the solo homer by Yuichiro Kumagami. Made it 4-3. But the Riverhawks would add a run in the bottom of the 4th inning. After a double by Tristan Wallace, he would score on a sac fly by Taylor Davis. Made it 5-3. And then the Riverhawks break it open with 6 runs on 5 hits in the 6th inning. Tristan Thompson drove in 2 on a single. Aiden Burchard drives in another 2 on a single to right field. And Trevor Ratliff drove in 1 on a double to left center. That's how this one played out here today. Big win for the Riverhawks. And now they will have a little bit of time before they begin the South Region schedule, taking on SWAC coming up on Friday this next week. That'll be in Coos Bay, doubleheader starting at noon on Friday. Up next for Mount Hood, they will be taking on Clackamas tomorrow, a doubleheader starting at noon at Wilsonville High School. Then they've got their league opener on Friday at Lane Community College in Eugene. Fun day of baseball here. Glad they got it added to the schedule. Good competition between the Riverhawks and the Saints. And I'm glad that we are here to bring you the action today here on Riverhawks TV. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in and joining us for the broadcast. It's been a pleasure to have you with us. I want to say thanks to the Mount Hood Saints, head coach Corey Keeran, coming on down for this short notice ball game. Great doubleheader here. Thanks to head coach Jacob Whistler and athletic director Craig Jackson for allowing me to bring you another season of UCC baseball here on Riverhawks TV. A lot of fun to do so. And thanks to you, the fan, for tuning in for today's broadcast, because, of course, without you, I'm just a guy sitting here talking to myself. I'm Joey Keeran. Had a lot of fun on the radio, or actually here on the video stream with you today. I hope you enjoyed it as well. We will catch up with you coming up when the Riverhawks, well, let's look it up real quick here because I don't know it off the top of my head, but they are not back home until March 5th when they will host Chemeketa. That'll be our next time that we are on the airwaves with you for Riverhawks baseball. That'll be a doubleheader on a Thursday afternoon starting at noon here at Champion Car Wash Field. So tune in for Riverhawks baseball here on Riverhawks TV. Our next broadcast will be March 5th here on YouTube. So take care, and until then, we'll talk to you later, folks. I'm Joey Keeran from Champion Car Wash Field. This has been